Hello and welcome back to another mystical journey. Today we're venturing across the globe to explore 7 natural wonders that seem to defy explanation. These places aren't just breathtaking, they're curious, sacred, and in many ways still shrouded in mystery. From rocks that move on their own to beaches whispered about in legend, each site holds secrets that science is still working to understand. Ready to open your mind and wander a little deeper into the unknown? Let's begin. Rising 1,267 feet above the Belle Fourche River is Devil's Tower, Wyoming. It's more than just a monolithic marvel. It's a sacred site wrapped in legend. This giant, tree stump-looking structure is called a volcanic neck, made of igneous rock hardened beneath the Earth's surface. Over millions of years, erosion stripped away the softer rock, leaving the tower we see today. In 1906, Devil's Tower became the very first U.S. national monument, designated by President Theodore Roosevelt. Despite its name, coined from a mistranslation of a native name meaning Bear Lodge, many tribes still consider it a sacred site, often referring to it more reverently as Bear's Teepee or Bear Lodge. Each June, native ceremonies and prayer offerings take place at its base, continuing a spiritual legacy that stretches back thousands of years. The Lakota and Kiowa peoples tell of children saved from a giant bear by a rock that rose into the sky, its claw marks etched into the columns. And some may also recall Devil's Tower, Wyoming was the iconic landing site for extraterrestrials in the 1977 Spielberg film, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Science explains the geology of this majestic structure, but the energy? That intangible air of mystery? That's still up for debate. Hidden within the Coyote Buttes at the Arizona-Utah border in the USA, the wave looks like something out of a dream or a different dimension. This hypnotic swirl of Navajo sandstone dates back over 190 million years. It formed through a unique combination of wind, water, and time, creating undulating ridges that mimic the motion of ocean currents or even energy fields. Because of its fragile structure and rare beauty, only 64 people are allowed to visit the wave each day, and permits are granted by lottery. This limited access has turned the wave into something of a sacred pilgrimage for nature lovers and photographers. Its swirling patterns not only reflect ancient wind and water erosion, but also preserve fossilized dinosaur tracks, silent imprints from creatures made millions of years ago. The wave isn't just a geologic oddity, it's a highly protected place. Those lucky enough to get permission to trek this magical wonder often describe a surreal calmness, like time is standing still. The land itself seems to hold some kind of mystical vibrations. Imagine a barren desert, flat and dry, where rocks move all by themselves. That's the mystery of the sailing stones in Death Valley's Racetrack Playa. These stones, some weighing hundreds of pounds, leave long trails behind them in the cracked desert floor, like they've been on a slow, silent journey. For decades, no one had ever seen the stones move, only the mysterious trails they left behind. But in 2014, researchers finally captured the phenomenon in action, using time-lapse cameras and GPS. It turns out the stones can move under just the right conditions. Thin sheets of ice form beneath them, and gentle breezes, just a few miles per hour, are enough to send them gliding silently across the playa, like nature's own slow-motion magic trick. But before this explanation, the stones stirred countless theories, from magnetic fields to alien forces. And even now, the phenomenon is so rare and elusive. It feels more like magic than mechanics. On the windswept shores of Northern Ireland lies the Giant's Causeway, a sprawling puzzle of hexagonal interlocking basalt columns. They were formed 60 million years ago by volcanic activity. The columns are so geometrically perfect, it's hard to believe they're natural. Legend has it that two giants, one Irish and one Scottish, engaged in battle here, with one outsmarting the other. Per the legend, the retreating Scottish giant stomped away back to Scotland, smashing these shapes into the rocks. Though the Giant's Causeway is known for its iconic hexagonal columns, some visitors claim that the formations create musical tones when struck, kind of like a natural xylophone. Formations like the organ and the wishing chair attract visitors to Giant's Causeway for the sheer wonder and also for some good luck, whether you visit for the geology or for the folklore. It's a place where the land itself seems to hum with ancient energy. Science says lava, cooling quickly, created these columns. But for those who have made the journey to Giant's Causeway, standing among them with the waves crashing and the wind howling, it must be easy to imagine that giants walked here. They call it the drain pipe of the Pacific, but Thor's Well on the Oregon coast of the USA looks more like a portal to the underworld. Found along the rocky coast of Oregon, this gaping hole appears to suck the ocean itself down into the earth. At high tide or during storms, waves surge into the hole and shoot skyward in violent, frothy bursts. Scientists say it's a collapsed sea cave, but that doesn't make it any less otherworldly. There's a primal, elemental power at work here, one that feels more mythic than mundane. It's named for Thor, the Norse god of thunder, and watching it, you can almost hear his hammer crash in the waves. Despite its dramatic appearance, Thor's Well is only about 20 feet deep, but its power lies in timing. At high tide or during stormy surf, water surges in and shoots out with such force that it looks like the ocean is breathing. Photographers and adventurers are drawn to it, but locals warn, one wrong step and the well can pull you in. It's a beautiful yet dangerous reminder that nature often hides its true depth in plain sight. Beneath the quiet forests of Kentucky lies Mammoth Cave in the USA, the world's longest cave system. Over 425 miles have been mapped, with more still being discovered. But Mammoth Cave isn't just big, it's strange. Deep within its winding passages lies a section known as the Bottomless Pit, a drop so dark and silent, early explorers believed it had no end. And Mammoth Cave isn't just vast, it's also home to a unique ecosystem, including blind cavefish and eyeless shrimp, creatures that have adapted to eternal darkness. Some even say the cave has a spirit of its own, whispering through the tunnels when no one is around. Native Americans explored these depths thousands of years ago, leaving behind tools and mummified remains. During the 1800s, Native guides were forced to lead tours through the dark labyrinth, and some visitors claim their spirits still linger. With underground rivers, bottomless pits, and air that feels thick with energy, this isn't just a natural wonder. It's a crossroads between worlds. Echoes that seem to come from nowhere, sudden temperature drops, even ghost stories, and centuries of mystery. Lastly, we travel to the haunting coast of Reynisfjara, Iceland's black sand beach, where the Atlantic crashes into basalt cliffs under skies that never seem still. The sand is volcanic, the waves unpredictable, and the towering basalt sea stacks, called Reynisfjara, are said to be trolls turned to stone by the rising sun. The towering basalt sea stacks just offshore aren't just scenic formations. Legend says they were once trolls who were caught in the sunrise and turned to stone. Adding to the eerie energy, Reynisfjara is one of the most dangerous beaches in the world due to powerful sneaker waves that crash in without warning, pulling people out to sea. Folklore and science intertwine here. The columns formed from cooling lava, yet they stand like ancient sentinels. The beach is beautiful but dangerous, with dangerous waves known to catch visitors unaware. Reynisfjara doesn't just look like another world, it feels like one. A place where myth walks beside the wind. So, there you have it. 7 natural wonders that stretch the boundaries of belief, from sacred towers to sentient stones, from ancient caves to volcanic beaches. Earth has a way of surprising us and reminding us that the line between science and spirit is sometimes thinner than we think. I'm Witch Hazel the Mystic. If you enjoyed this journey, let me know. Give me a like and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of my mystical explorations. Until next time, stay curious and of course, thank you.